Today we're going to be talking about credit card, debit card, and prepaid card. What is the difference? This is Anna Farrell with your financial literacy video. So a credit card is something that you're going to use, that you want to borrow, and you're going to have a specific time frame to pay it back, but the charge is not made today to you. When you use a credit card, when you're making a purchase, you are paying the seller at that moment, but you have a specific time frame that you'll be able to pay for this later. So you're borrowing the money from your credit for a later payment. That's a credit card. A debit card is something where you're going to use to make a payment to the seller, but you're going to be paying at that moment. So when you swipe a credit card, the money will come out of your bank at that moment and be given to the seller at that moment. So you won't be having to pay this back later at a statement. You're making that payment at that moment. And a prepaid card is a card that you purchase at a store. So you go to a CVS, a Walgreens, a grocery store, and you bring them cash or you bring them your debit card and you buy a card. So instead of using cash or instead of using your bank account, you're going to be using a prepaid card. So you pay ahead of time. That's the name of it, prepaid. So let's say that you want to buy a prepaid card for $200. You either get cash for $200 or you use your debit card for $200. You go to a cashier, you purchase that card. That card is worth $200, and then you can use that card somewhere else. Why do people use prepaid cards? Because they sometimes don't want to have that purchase attached to their account, or they want to have a safe use of a credit card online, or they just don't want to connect that transaction with where the money came from. So a prepaid card is a great way to detach the purchaser from the transaction. Or they just want to give it away. I want to give money to somebody. I can buy a prepaid card and give it to somebody else. Instead of giving them hard cash, you give them a prepaid card. That's the use of a prepaid card. A debit card is attached to you and attached to your bank account. You usually need a PIN or you need your zip code in order for you to complete the transaction. And when you make the transaction, it's gonna come out of your bank account or your institution at the moment of purchase. A credit card is something that you're going to swipe at the moment. You're gonna need to prove that you're you, so either a zip code or a signature, and that transaction is going to be due to you at the time of the statement. If you don't pay that transaction, you're gonna pay more. So at the purchase time, you're going to swipe your credit card and you're telling your credit card company, I will pay you back at specific date full. And then they agree to that. So you give the seller the amount of money, but then later on you're going to be paying for that purchase. If you do not pay the credit card company the full amount at the time of the statement, then you're going to owe them a fee. It's called a finance charge or a late fee if you don't pay any of it at all. If you pay the minimum, at least you have the sum of it starting to go towards that purchase. But if you don't pay anything beyond the finance charge, you also have a late fee attached to that transaction. So that's the difference between a credit card, a debit card, and a prepaid card. Have a great day.